Alrighty guys, welcome back to Balaka's Fish Room. So it's a beautiful Sunday morning, and I thought I would just give you guys a bit of an update for the month of May. Now I know I did miss April. There was a whole bunch of things going on both with the property and the fish room. Not so good in the fish room, which I'll get into today. But yeah, a whole bunch of things going on. There have been some good things, but there have been some bad things. So but anyway, let's just jump straight in and give you the update for May. Okay, so we're going to start with the red tiger moto. So these guys are doing pretty good now, but whenever I get too close to the tank, they swim back. So this is probably the best footage I can get of them for now. A couple more months in this tank, I reckon they'll warm up to me a bit more, but right now this is about as close as I can get. So the male there, he's probably about 6 inches now. He's getting to a really good size, and then the female's probably around 3.5, getting close to that 4-inch kind of mark. So they have spawned in this tank for me twice. They spawned literally the second day that I put them in this tank, but they ate those fries straight away, and then there was another big spawn. But I wanted them to have a big successful spawn in this tank without me interfering at all. So I let that happen. So I'll insert a clip here just of all the fry and everything. There was probably around 300 or 400, so they did a really good job. And that cave there that you can see behind, that's where they laid all the eggs. So really good spawn. So yeah, here's that clip. In the back right corner, they got this big pot, which is it's probably about 1 foot long, and 2 of these holes entrances at the front, but it opens up into a big cave system in the back, which is really good. I got this from my brother, and basically at the moment he can fit in there too, but he's pretty close to not being able to fit. So this is going to be a really good cave for her long term, because she's going to be 3, 4, maybe even 5 years old before she can't fit in this pot. So it's going to be a perfect long term hidey hole for her. And you can see just under there, she was poking her head out there. Yeah, she's just through behind there, but okay. So these guys are probably the biggest success story in the fish room right now. There's been no issues with health or anything like that, touch wood. And they've kept spawning for me. They're going really well. The only issue I've had is after that big spawn, after they ate all the babies, the male turned really aggressive and the female started to get bullied quite a lot. But you can tell her colours, she's back to absolute A1 condition now, and he's settled down. So hopefully we get another spawn, but it is coming into winter. It's not the best weather at the moment, so yeah, we're probably not going to get another spawn until the start of spring, but we'll see how we go. Okay, and keeping on this side of the fish room, we'll start off with a new addition in the fish room, which is the green terrors here, or the gold edge riverlatus, or the gold salm. So these are not the true green terror. I don't believe we have those in Australia. I've never seen them. But these are just the normal riverlatus. I think the other ones, Matt from Cichlid Dojo, he has them. I think they're called Stalsbergi. They're beautiful, really hard to breed, and they have pretty small batches of fry compared to these guys. So we got 10 in here from 2 different locations, 2 different shops, 6 from one shop and 4 from another, to try and better these guys' genetics a little bit if we can. They're probably related, but there might be a couple of generations removed. And then the other cool thing I've got going on with this tank is the actual live plants that are growing up. I've got no other live plants going, so I want to see if these actually last. I've just got them poking into a hole I drilled in that log, and they're just tied up with a loose rubber band, so they're not actually in any media or any soil or anything like that. So we'll see how they go. And they've just got this this new light up here that we're testing, so you can turn it up, turn it down, the whole lot. So I've just got the light cranking to try and get a good bit of growth on those, and yeah, we'll see how this tank comes along. But yeah, at the moment, no real issues with these guys. Okay, and then right below the green terrors, we've got the growouts for the red tiger moto fry. So that big guy there, you can see, he's probably around 1.5 inches, so they're getting pretty good. There's about probably 20 to 25 in here still. A few different sizes and everything, but all looking good. So they're about to get shipped out to my mate up in down in Sydney. So he's gonna get these, about 25 baby red tiger motos, and yeah, exciting. Okay, and to finish off this side of the fish room, let's talk about the Pinnis. So this is the big male here, coming out of his log there, and then the female should be kicking around somewhere. She usually hides inside this rock. But these guys are going really good. They've been in this tank for about 6 weeks, so they've really come out of the shell since putting them in here. The male is probably getting too big for that rock, but that's alright, he still tries to get himself in there. Nothing really else to report on these guys. They are going well. They're not the best tank to film because I don't have actual lighting on this tank. Hopefully by the next video I've got lighting on all these 4-foot tanks, so we can really see these fish nice and brightly, and you can see all their colors properly. But yeah, hopefully after winter passes, these guys spawn for me and I can grow some out. But other than that, that is the Pinni. All right, let's move on to the Argentine. Okay, before we jump properly onto the Argentine, just quickly, down in this tank we've got nothing. It's just a cycled tank ready to go. So it's got a couple of bristle nose just keeping it cycled, and then down in the bottom tank here we have the big Trimac pair. So these guys are doing fantastically, no issues whatsoever, except they do have these weird scale markings on the side of them. These little white scaly spots, and I've googled everywhere and I'm not sure what they are. So if you guys know what this is and how I can treat it and everything, because I think it's also appeared on the Pinni as well. It doesn't appear to affect them, but it's definitely something, and it will affect their overall lifespan. So yeah, if you can let me know, please let me know in the comments. Okay, and then we've got the Argentine. So we'll start with the female because she's going really well. The female is healthy. She's actually probably getting bigger than the male now, and there's probably a reason behind that, which we'll get into. But she's doing really well. She's laid eggs for me twice now, but he has not fertilized them. So we'll see what happens in the new year once again winter passes and spring comes. See if these guys spawn for me. But I've had them for 3.5, probably 4 years, and I've only had 2 batches of eggs. So proving difficult to breed these guys, but I don't think she is the problem. I think he is the problem. But right now he's got a bigger problem, which you can see on the side of his head. It's pretty bad. I think that is hole in the head, and I've never experienced hole in the head or treating it. So this is all kind of flared up really bad in the past 4 weeks. And I've been doing the normal things like water changes, salt treatments and everything, but I want to avoid actually taking them out of the tank if I can. But I think I'm at the point where I need to get this guy into, a crate of water with a pretty strong antibiotic in it, like Metro or something like that. And and get this guy back to perfect, because I don't want to lose these guys, because it took a long time to get them to bond. They haven't paired, I don't think yet, but they've bonded so they can stay in the same tank together. They were divided for about a year, So the fact that they can be in this tank now without fighting is really good, but now this guy's in the wars. So, okay, anyway, if you know how to have any tips on treating this and everything, please, again, leave that in the comment section below. The other thing that I've got in this tank, I don't know if they're in there right now, I don't think they are, but there is a big breeding pair of peppermint bristlenose in this tank somewhere. And they've spawned for me about 3 times, so the next time I get babies, I want to raise some of those up. So, okay, let's move on to the final tank, the black nasties. All right, so here's one of the females. This is the smaller female nasty, and she's doing absolutely fantastic. She's got her end of this tank, which has this pot here, and then the big male kind of just swims slowly between the 2 females and checks on them, and you know, if there's any fighting or aggression between the 2 females, he just swims between them and splits it up. So this tank's going really good. I am having issues with him, which I'll get into in a second. This is the other female, so she's quite a lot bigger. When I was moving them, I didn't realize that there was such a big difference, but she's about probably half an inch longer, but she's easily about 100 grams heavier, and for a fish of this size, it's quite a big difference. So she's doing really well. They do lock jaws quite a bit now, which is normal for nasties, and it never really goes further than that. The male intervenes and breaks it all up, which is really good. So yeah, and like right now, they're within a foot of each other and they don't care. They're great. They're great fish to keep together, and when they both have babies, they actually defend each other's babies, which is quite interesting. So, all right, let's focus on the male. Okay, so first thing with the male, from this side, he looks really good. Fins are healthy and everything, but then this side, he's got on the side of him, it looks like, you know, peeling scales kind of thing. And this has actually gotten so much better in the past probably week, because I've actually started feeding them some live worms. And I think what they were missing with their diet is I was giving them pellets for about a year, and I hadn't, well, about 2 years, and I hadn't given them any worms or any live foods or anything like that. And you know, the protein's good and all that kind of stuff, but it's the gut contents of the things that you feed them, like worms and bugs and stuff like that, which helps their microbiome to heal. And honestly, since giving him live worms a few times a week, he has just gotten so much better, because I think that his immune system has just increased with those worms. So, you know, I'm interested to see how he goes. I think it's just a skin infection, which I'm just treating with higher temperatures and salt in the water, and now the feeding of the worms. But yeah, fingers crossed, these guys are going good. I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass with all that stuff about the gut bacteria, but it does make sense. So this is probably a better shot of the issue. So you can see there that he did lose a couple of scales and everything, but he's looking so much better than what he was. So yeah, anyway, other than that, there's not much else to report on in the fish room. I've sold off all the babies of the black nasties, so they're all gone to some better homes now. And yeah, now I can just focus on getting all these guys back to healthy, and then come spring, start breeding and pumping out some babies. So all right, guys, that'll probably do it for me for today. So I'll sign off now with these guys having a bit of a fight, see if they lock their jaws, but usually it's just a bit of mouthing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. As I said in the last one, I'm going to try and post every month. The last month has been pretty crazy, so I just missed April, but yeah, I'll definitely be posting in the month of June. So like and subscribe, all that kind of jazz, and I will see you in the next one.